Too. Let me get hooked up on Facebook. Have to click a whole bunch of buttons. Of course, it says scheduling error. So just bear with me, guys, if you're watching on Instagram. Let's just see. Hi. Much. So hello. Hi to everyone who's here. Type hello in the comments, and if you're liking what I'm saying, if I'm saying something and you're like, yes, preach, like you want more of it, just leave me some hearts, leave me some comments, let me know that I'm on the right track, because I'm literally creating this for you. I'm literally creating this to help you create your yes. So let me know what you need, girls. I might be a little psychic, but I'm not a mind reader. So today we are talking about a step-by-step breakthrough of how to structure your sessions, how to prep your clients before your sessions, what your must-haves are to create space for a super impactful session, so you always know what to say and so you can help your clients in the most powerful way. And if you want your clients by the end of your sessions, by the end of your packages, to feel super powerful and super confident, they're feeding off your energy, my love. So you want to show up super confident and powerful from the start. And thank you guys for the heart so much. By the way, too, if you have someone in your life who wants to become a coach, a healer, a practitioner, you think that this can help them, I would super appreciate if you would hit the share button and help this get in front of more people. I wish that I knew that this existed before. I wish I knew that the coaching industry existed before, and it would have changed my life a lot earlier. Luckily, I figured it out, but you never know whose life you're going to change just by hitting that share button. So if you have any questions, ask me as I go, and I will stick around at the end and I will answer them at the end. So what I want you to ask yourself is, if you're about to have a coaching session right now, thank you to everyone who's here. If you were to have a coaching session right now, what would you say in that first call? Do you know what questions you would ask in that session? Do you know how you would actually create that transformation? Do you know how to motivate? Do you know how to hold space? Do you know how to keep your clients accountable? And even though you have amazing life experience, do you know how to break that down into a session to actually change someone's lives? That is what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm super excited. And keep in mind too, this is perfect for you if you're a new coach, but what I want you to do is get creative with it as well. And you're going to take from this and then you're going to make it your own, okay? So just understand that there's no like one specific thing. You're going to take what you learned today and then go off and have fun with it and get creative and create your own signature style. Okay, so think about this. Today I'm going to be talking about content, and throughout this week, actually, for the whole session, we're going to be talking about content that helps you become such a powerful coach that your work speaks for itself. And people will follow you not just because of your tools and tactics, but because of the power of your work. So let's get right into it. What I want to talk to you about first, and oh my God, I already see 69 comments. You guys are amazing. And 4 shares. Thank you guys so much for sharing. So first, let's get into what we want to do before the call. So the reason why we're doing this, the reason why we want to have powerful coaching sessions is because, yes, you can create a lot of freedom as a coach. You can make unlimited income potential as a coach. You can travel the world while helping clients. You get the fulfillment and the happiness of changing lives, right? And so what you want to do is you want to be able to have the tools to have such powerful sessions that your work speaks for itself, that after your sessions, people are raving about how much you help them, they're raving about how much you changed their lives, and that alone can be your business card. Even if you don't have an Instagram following yet, or you don't have an email list yet, you work with one person and they say how much you've changed their life, they tell more people, and it's a ripple effect. Plus, every time you create a positive transformation in someone's life, you feel better about the work that you're doing, you feel more confident, and it's that much easier for you to sell, it's that much easier for you to promote, it's that much easier for you to show up, because you remember and you believe that you are a gift to the world. You're like, of course people need this. Of course people need this, because I've created change in so many people's lives. I want to just continue on that wave, right? So this is why it's so important to have the tools to become a powerful coach, right? This is why I've invested so much in myself to learn energetic tools, NLP, hypnotherapy, EFT, which is emotional freedom techniques. And if you guys don't know what NLP is, it's neuro-linguistic programming. The reason why, or a big part of the reason why I've invested so much, is because I want to actually have the tools to create these massive changes in people's lives. That's why I got certified as a coach, right? Because I don't just want to be good at marketing and sales. I actually want to, once people get into the sessions, see those massive shifts. And that's what I've been able to do by investing in myself, investing in my business, and investing in my knowledge. I also am just obsessed with personal development. I'm literally like always binging Tony Robbins or Bob Proctor or some sort of personal development technique. So I was like, of course I want to sign up for a certification and learn even more about this. So when you are getting ready for your coaching calls, just fixing my hair, when you are getting ready for your coaching calls, here are some things that you can do before the session. So before the session, you've already attracted that coaching client and they're ready to work with you. And you want to make sure that you're attracting the right clients, okay? You want to make sure that you're attracting clients who are action takers, who really want the change. You never want to feel like you're dragging someone to work with you, because guess what? If you're dragging them to work with you, you're going to be dragging them throughout your whole sessions. So you only want to work with clients who are ready to work with you, who are ready to sign up, who are willing to do the work, because those are going to be the people who are going to get the results, who are going to get the massive change. So keep that in mind. Remember that the right clients will show up when you show up as the right coach, when you are powerful, when you're manifesting your dream clients, when you're attracting the right people into your business, and when you have the right content to share with people and to influence people. And one thing I always say too is the coaching relationship doesn't start after they pay you. It starts when they find out that you exist. So maybe they found you through your landing page or your Instagram or whatever. They're already forming an idea of you. They're forming a relationship of respect with you as soon as they know that you exist. So it's from that moment that they're thinking and considering if they want to work with you. And you want to keep that level of respect, because when you're working with someone, you're not their friend. You're their coach, okay? That means you have to be the person to tell them what they need to hear, right? You're not there to be their best friend and to be like, oh, it's okay, you didn't do the thing you were gonna say you're gonna do. You're their coach. You're pushing them. You're getting them to the next level. You're showing them that if they want to make a shift in their life, they're gonna have to shift their mindset, or they're gonna have to take some massive action, okay? So those are some things to consider before the call. And then for you, prepping for your session. So today we're going to get into the actual session, but what I want to do is also talk to you about how to kind of prep for your session, get yourself ready energetically. And by the way, guys, I just want to remind you, whoever shows up the most this week, whoever leaves the most comments, engagement, likes, shares, you are going to be chosen to win a special prize valued at $100. And I'm going to be choosing that person on day 5. So the special prize is this cute little Yes Supply mug. Well, you can actually choose whatever Yes Supply mug you want. This one says you can. It has like a yes floral thing on the back, but you can kind of choose whatever one you want. Someone's putting exclamation points in because they're very excited about that. You're also gonna win, this isn't the exact crystal, but you're gonna win a selenite crystal that kind of looks like this, and I actually picked it up in Sedona. So selenite's really cool because it's really awesome for like cleansing your aura, cleansing your energy. If you're an empath like me, it helps you not really attract everyone else's vibes and just keep your own energy protected. So it's a really great stone to have, especially as a coach, a healer, a practitioner. And you are also going to get a book recommendation that I'm going to choose for you based on your goals, and access to a energy protection training. Okay, so that's who I'm going to choose at the very end of the week. So show up every day, like, comment, show me that you're here, send me some hearts, and I'm going to be looking out for whoever is participating the most, because I'm super committed to your success. I'm showing up, giving you some great advice to help you as a coach, and I want you to show up and be super committed to getting those results too. So super excited for that. Oh my goodness, there's so many people here. I wish I could read your comments, guys, on Facebook, but it's just not showing up right now. I might try and open up a new window in a minute. Okay, so let's get right into it. So before the call, this is what a lot of people, thank you, someone's saying I'm awesome, I love you. So this is what a lot of coaches miss before the call. This is what I missed before, when I first started coaching, because I didn't even know that it was a thing. But one thing you really want to do before you start your coaching sessions is you want to clear the energy. First off, you want to clear the energy because you don't want your client picking up on any of your energy throughout the day. Maybe you're working on a webinar and you're stressed, or you're having a tech issue and you're just like not in the best mood. You don't want your client picking up on your energy. And so you want to create sort of a protection bubble for that specific call, right? Just for that specific call with that specific client, you want to be protecting that energy. So that's really important to think about. And also, you want to make sure that you're not healing your clients or helping your clients with your own energy, because that is a big mistake that I made. I'm very intuitive with my spirituality. I'm very intuitive with my energy. And what I did when I was first starting my coaching practice is I was kind of draining myself of my energy without even realizing I was healing people with my own energy, and then wondering why I was becoming so drained, why I could not get up early anymore, why I just felt like I was taking on so many of these like emotions and sort of negative feelings from other people. It's because I was healing people with my own energy, and I'm an empath, right? And so even if you're not an empath, you're still probably having people feed off your energy a little bit. And if you are, you definitely are. So it's really important to give yourself some space, clear your energy, meditate before, connect to a divine source. So I have a specific cord cutting meditation. Actually, I have a course that is all about energy protection, clearing, grounding, and helping you connect to a divine source so that you can protect your energy, and you're making sure that you're not giving your energy to your clients, and you're channeling an energy from a divine source, right? Because you as the healer, as the coach, it's not your responsibility to feel drained, right? You're guiding them to a better life, so you shouldn't have to suffer because of it, right? So really important to meditate, connect to a divine energy, and then just ask that the energy that moves through in the call is coming from a divine source, not from you, because you do not want to be drained after that. So meditate. You can also sage before your sessions. Now, these are just ideas. You don't have to do all of them. If you're not in line with them, definitely don't, because you need to make sure that your session is yours. But I'm just giving you some things that I love that work for me. So if you have a smudge like this, I keep one by my computer all the time, and you can just light it up, clear the energy before your session, and just make sure that you're not taking any energy of the day into your session, and you can also do that after. And then if you have any notes, if you have anything that you want to make sure that you say to the clients, prepare your notes, get ready. It's also really great to listen to any solfeggio sounds, I probably said that wrong, or binaural beats. So we all are energetic beings, and we essentially are vibing on a frequency. And so when you listen to a binaural beat, or you listen to solfeggio sounds, I don't know if I'm saying that right, or you're listening to the sound, you can look it up on YouTube, that's 528 hertz, it's a miracle tone. What you're doing is you're clearing energy by using sound. There's also these things called these little sound bowls, and you can use those. I don't personally have one, but if you have one, you can do that to clear your energy. That's a really great way to kind of prepare your space before your call. And most importantly, connect to that divine source, because you do not want to be draining yourself before your sessions. So if you guys are loving these tips so far, leave me some hearts. Let me know that you're here. If you agree with me, if you do this yourself, let me know. If you have your own pre-session rituals, share them. I'm sure I would love to learn from them, and all the other coaches who are here would probably love to learn and share advice and feedback. So definitely share too. Lauren saying, can you clear with your client too, or just before? That's a great idea. I've actually never thought to clear with my client, but I'm sure you could do that as well. And like I was saying before, it's your session, so do what feels right to you. Do what you're being intuitively guided to do. Okay, so now that you are feeling zen, now that you are feeling relaxed, you're ready to go into your session, you're ready to hold this massive space for your client and help them create a huge transformation. Let's talk about what to actually do in your session. Before I do that, I'm actually going to see, sometimes Facebook just does not let me see the comments, and I really want to see what you guys are saying on Facebook, because there's like over 100 comments now. So I'm gonna quickly see if I can just open up Facebook, and if it will be nice and show me your comment. And if it won't, then that's okay. I will just come back to them at the end, like what I did yesterday. But I'm just gonna check in on that. And in the meantime, guys, if you have any other questions, okay, I can see a few. So Agnesia saying, I'm loving these techniques. I use them for myself. Chani says, thanks for that tip on the insight timer. Abby, okay, Abby is sharing things. Insight timer is great if you don't have an actual bowl. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't even know what an insight timer is. Abby likes to get in alignment. Agnesia says solfeggio actually changed her life. Yeah, it's really amazing. Listening to those sounds is a very, very healing. Okay, so if you guys are loving this, leave me some comments, let me know, and also hit the share button. I would love to get this live in front of more people to help more coaches, more healers, more practitioners change the world, because that's really what we're here to do. Like, sometimes people get really in their own head. They're like, oh my God, I need to grow my business and da-da-da. But if you kind of get outside of your little box and you really think about it, it's about more than your coaching business, right? We're actually raising the vibration of the planet. We're actually opening up people to more consciousness. We're actually helping people realize that there's more to life than just like getting more followers on Instagram or whatever it is. We're showing people that they can find happiness, they can find the answers in themselves, right? So going off on a tangent again, but just remember that it is kind of for a bigger purpose. So the more people that you can share this with, the more people that you can inspire to help more people, the more people that you can inspire to support others outside of themselves, the bigger impact we're going to be able to make. And also, law of cause and effect, my loves. The more positive energy you put out there, the more positive energy you're going to get back. So just by hitting the share button, you never know what kind of positive energy you're putting out there and what kind of good karma you're creating. Okay, thank you, Michelle, for sharing. You are so lovely. Okay, so now let me get back to my notes. Okay, so now we're in the session. You guys are all so like high vibe. I love you so much. So now we're in the session. So to start your session, think about it from the client's perspective, especially if you're a mindset coach, especially if you're a spiritual coach, especially if you're talking about something that is really near and dear to people's hearts. They might be a little bit nervous. They might never have talked about any of this stuff before. And for some people, it can be really difficult to open up. So get into their point of view. They need to feel really comfortable. I've had clients before that tell me things that they have never told another single soul before. And I'm sure you're the exact same way. So to start off your sessions, aim to build rapport. This is something that we learn kind of in a technical way in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, but you can just do that even if you don't know NLP. But you can build rapport by having, a conversation where you connect, finding something in common. You can also build rapport by kind of getting on the level of your client. So if they're more shy and reserved, you can be a little bit more reserved in your language. If they're really like upbeat and like loud, you can get a little bit louder and you can kind of mirror them. And that's going to help you get into an energetic style of rapport, which again is going to help you connect with them on a deeper level. Because at the end of the day, this is their hour. They've invested to spend this time with you, and so you want to be there for them, you want to hold space for them, you want to be able to connect with them on the deepest level. Once you've already connected to source, that they're not kind of draining your energy, right? So connect with them, find out where they are, and then I'm going to go through some other techniques with you, but just make sure that you are on the same page of them. You understand how they communicate. Yesterday, I talked about the language of the mind, and I talked about how different people communicate, right? And so some people are visual. Some people are auditory, some people are kinesthetic, right? And so if someone is visual, they're going to say something like, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, I can totally see that. I envision that. They're going to use words that show that they are visual, right? I'm more kinesthetic. So pretty much everything I say, I feel. I'm like, oh yeah, I feel like that's a good idea. I feel like I could try that. I literally feel it. And sometimes I feel like as I move, I just said it right now, but sometimes I feel like as I'm moving through the world, I feel people more than I see them. Because I really connect to people's energy. And some people are more auditory. I actually got an email from someone today and I could pick up on the fact that they were auditory because they said something like, even though I was writing them an email before and they were getting back to me, they said something like, oh yeah, I hear what you're saying. That sounds like a good idea. So just from those words, I know moving forward when I talk to this person that they're more of an auditory person. If I want to connect with them on a deeper level, I want to use words that help them use the part of the language of their mind, which connects with them on an auditory level. Okay? The next thing that you want to do is you really want to know their goals. And so I have a very specific coaching method, the Yes Supply coaching method. And so what I do is I make sure that when people are setting goals, they're setting goals that stretch them, they're setting goals that are the best case scenario. Because a huge reason why I started Yes Supply was because I saw so many people settling, right? Like I'd see someone who was making $3K a month and their goal was to make $4K a month, right? And it's like, if you set goals that you already know you can accomplish, you're not going to get excited about it. And if you're not excited about it, you're not going to put the energy behind it. If you're not going to put the energy behind it, you're not going to actually build the momentum to accomplish that thing. So what I like to always ask my clients, and I'm going to give you a list of a few great coaching questions that you can ask, but what I like to always ask my clients is, what would you ask for if you knew the answer was going to be yes? And that's a question that most people don't ask themselves. And that's a really good question to ask, because most people will set a goal that they know they can accomplish, or they set kind of a fear goal because they don't want to set too big of a goal in case they get the answer no. But I'm of the belief that we live in a completely limitless world. The life that I live now is a life that 2 years ago I felt like was completely out of reach. I get to set my own schedule. I make more money than I ever thought was possible. I create passive income. I get to travel the world. I get to work with literal soulmate clients. I've been able to travel for speaking engagements. I've gotten incredible influencer opportunities, even though I'm not even an influencer. Like literally the goals that I've set, I've far surpassed them. And so what I want you to ask your clients, if you want to really stretch them, you want to push them, you want to help them get those major results, they're going to get the major results when they create major goals. And of course you want to keep them realistic. Like they're not going to become an astronaut next year, but you want them to set goals that excite them. Because when they're excited, they're going to take action. They're going to have energy in their goals. They're going to create movement, right? So know what their goals are and hold that space for them to create their goals. So what I've noticed in my life is that people will often do what you expect them to do. So if you're working with a client and they have a goal to maybe create a certain income level, but they're still not making much money, if you talk to them and you expect that they're going to stay at that low level, or maybe they want to be really confident and outgoing, but they're still shy. If you talk to them as if they're still shy and they're still closed off and not confident, they're going to stay there. Because it's up to you as the coach to see them at the level that they want to be at and hold that higher expectation so that they have something to reach to. The reason why people aren't achieving their goals in life is because they're just at this very low level and they see themselves as they always have been, and everyone else sees them as they always have been, and so they stay at that level. And you're coming into their life seeing them at a higher level, seeing them at that higher potential, seeing them being able to create whatever it is that they want. So you want to know what their exact goal is, and when you look at them, when you talk to them, when you help them set goals, and you help them add little pieces to their action plan and their action items that they can accomplish, see them doing the best case scenario, right? Because people will do what you expect them to do. So hold them at that high potential and believe in them. And when you talk to them in a way that you're like, of course you can do this. Of course you can accomplish it. It's easy. Sure, no one in your family has done it before, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it. Sure, like I remember one time, I was working with a client and she was so cool, but she was multi-passionate. So am I. But she was multi-passionate. And so she had all these ideas and she was trying to do all these different things at once. And because she was trying to do a million different things at once, she was kind of doing a mediocre job at a whole bunch of different things. Okay, and so what we did through working together was we figured out, okay, like what is your ideal day? If you guys are signed up, by the way, at yessupply.co/elevate, you got my outline to help you create your ideal day, which is a really great thing for you to do for yourself and a really great thing to, as an exercise to give to your clients. So anyway, we figured out what her ideal day was, we figured out what her income level was, and I helped her design her coaching package. And when she came up for, she was valuing herself, she was starting to see her worth. And so when we came up for the pricing for a coaching package, she was like, I want to charge $4,000, okay, for my coaching package, which was, I think, not even a 3-month coaching package. I think it was like a 2-month coaching package. And so my human mind was like, oh my God, that's like a lot of money for your first coaching package. And when I first started coaching, I was only charging $2,000, right? So my human mind was like, oh my God, that's a lot. I don't know if she can do that. But my coach mind had decided, I'm going to hold that space for her. I'm going to see her at her highest potential. Why not? Why couldn't she do that, right? And I held her to that high potential. And because it was a higher price point package, I also guided her to make sure that she's adding the right amount of value so that she's delivering. So when that client pays $4,000, they are still completely wowed by the amount of value that they got. She closed a $4,000 client on her first coaching call, on her first sales call. She closed a $4,000 client. I was like, what? And so that's why, as a coach, you don't want to let your human mind get in the way, right? You don't want to put your own limiting beliefs onto your clients. That's why we clear the space. We don't want to take any of the rules. We don't want to take any of the programming that we've been falsely programmed. And I talked about false programming in day 1 of the challenge. You can go in and check on that if you like. You don't want to put your own crap on your clients. You want to help them see themselves at that highest potential. And when you do that, they can reach that. And I've done that for multiple people, either clients who are completely undercharging, or in her scenario, you know, it was her first package and she wanted to charge this high price that I was like, whoa, but she did it. And it's possible, and it's possible for you too, and it's possible for your clients too. So you never want to put your own ideas of the world on her. If you're a relationship coach, even if it took you 6 months to attract your first boyfriend or whatever, and your client wants to attract a boyfriend in 3, don't say, oh, well, it took me 6 months, so it's going to take you 6 months too. No, there's actually no rules. Amazing opportunities, amazing people, amazing situations can just fly in. And if you believe in it and if you're manifesting it, things can come out of nowhere, right? So essentially, people will do what you expect them to do. So when my client set that high goal, I expected it out of her. And I knew she was going to do it. And I was helping her manifest it, and I was believing in it just as much as she believed in it. And that's how she created it. Lisa's saying, I'm loving this. And thank you, Elise. I'm so glad that you're here and that you're loving it. Okay, so holding that space. And also, you know, I'm telling this for you. Hi, Chemist Karma. I'm telling you this for you, for your clients, but I also want you to think about yourself for you, right? I'm kind of tripping over my words a little bit. I also want you to think about this for you, right? Because as a coach, I was just talking to my group coaching girls about this like 2 hours ago. As a coach, you need to be your first client. So whenever I catch myself having a limiting belief, whenever I'm, you know, cranky, or I'm not feeling something, or I feel like I'm limiting myself, or I have a goal and I'm not getting there, I make sure that I coach myself just as much as I coach my clients, right? So if I have a limiting belief, I'm doing NLP on myself, neuro-linguistic programming, I'm tapping, I'm journaling, I'm doing healing work, I'm doing what I can do, because if I want to be able to support my clients at my highest level, I need to make sure that I'm at my highest level too. I just cannot stand behind people who are mindset coaches who have not meditated or have not journaled or have not worked on their own mindset, because as a coach, you essentially need to be the example for your clients. A lot of the time, your clients are actually going to sign up with you because they see the life you're living. They see how confident you are. They see the transformation that you've created for yourself in your own life, and they want it for yourself. So like you and your life and the quality of your life and how you feel, that alone is your business card, without needing a website, without needing a business card, without needing like whatever, a discovery call. You just being who you are is showing the kind of results that you can create. So it's really important too that yes, you're taking this and you're holding space for your clients and you're holding them accountable and you're seeing them reaching their highest potential, and you're also seeing that for yourself. You're also believing in yourself. You're also thinking like, yes, of course I can hit that income goal. Of course I can, you know, speak on that stage, or I can do that live stream, or I can do that thing that you want to do, because you are going to be such an example for your clients, right? And the more fearless you are, the more brave you are, the more you are allowing for them to be brave. And also then you have less negativity, less programming, less subconscious beliefs that you're pushing on them, because you've already broke through so many barriers and you know what's possible because you've done it for yourself, and you can that much easier relate it to your clients, right? And you also want to think about that when you're hiring a coach, right? So, you know, sometimes people say, oh, well, I can't afford you, and the coaching is too expensive. But do you really want to hire a coach that's only charging, you know, $500 for 3 months? What are they going to teach you about money mindset? What are they going to teach you about valuing yourself, right? When you're hiring a coach, you want to actually look at like the whole picture of what it is that they're doing, and you want to be like, do I want that for myself? When I signed up for my certifications, when I got certified in my coaching program, I was looking at the lifestyle of my coach and thinking, yep, they travel. Yep, they have automated funnels. Yep, they know how to run a business with systems. That's what I was working on creating. That's the knowledge that I had. So I didn't want to work with someone who was a few steps behind me. I wanted to work with someone who was a lot ahead of me, right? And actually, when I was looking up for my NLP certification, I did a lot of hunting. And it's so funny because one particular school that I talked to, when I was trying to find out if it was the right coaching school for me, it was like the CEO of the company was like trying really hard to sell me, and he didn't even know how to communicate or build rapport with me. He was kind of like, oh, like you're probably really struggling right now and that's why you want NLP. And I was like, no, actually my business is going great. I just want more tools, right? And so you want to think about all those different things when you're hiring a coach. You want to have someone who has the energy that you want, or has the lifestyle that you want, or, you know, has created the kinds of transformation that you want, because they're going to be able to show you how they did it, right? And then because you are able to break through those barriers, or when you are able to break through those barriers and break through that fear, it's going to be so much more easy and effortless for you to share that with your clients. Okay, does that make sense? All right, guys, so let's move on to the next part. So I talked about holding space, talked to you about speaking to them where they are going, not where they are currently at. I'm seeing a lot of hearts right now, so thank you so much for the hearts. If you guys are loving this, leave me some hearts, leave me some comments, let me know. If you're joining late, let me know what kind of coach, healer, or practitioner you are. I would love to see who is here. And if you have any questions, leave your questions for me and I will be answering all the questions at the end. So if you have any questions, just leave them along the way and I'm going to aim to come back and answer all the questions. By the way, whoever shows up the most is going to win a prize valued at $100. I'm going to select the person who shows up the most. And Chemist Karma is a healthy mindset coach. How cool is that? All right. So next thing that you want to do in your calls is you want to go beyond what they're saying and you want to actually listen to how they're saying it, right? So a lot of the time what I've realized is that the problem that a client has isn't usually what they think it is. So someone comes to me and they're like, oh my God, you know, my business isn't making any money. I got certified at this other place and, you know, I have all the tools, but my business isn't making any money. Usually that's just the surface. What the client can see as the problem usually isn't the problem. It usually goes a lot deeper than that. And so what you want to be doing as a coach is you want to be picking up on not just what they're saying, but how they're saying, their language that they're using. This is a big part of NLP, learning the linguistics and the terms that people are using, because that's actually going to expose what's happening in their subconscious mind. Okay, so consciously, they might say, oh my God, I'm not making any money. But subconsciously, there's so much more happening deeper, because your conscious mind is only 0.004% of your daily actions, habits, what you're saying to yourself, right? This also ties in a lot with manifestation. So a lot of people say, oh, like if you want to manifest, you just have to say affirmations. You just have to say like, oh, like this is going to happen to me. But you're saying that consciously, and you're saying it for maybe 5 minutes of the day. Guess what? Your subconscious mind is repeating your thoughts over and over and over again. 95% of your thoughts are repeated from the day before, and they're happening subconsciously. So if you're not aware of those thoughts, even though you're manifesting, you know, making X amount of dollars or getting that new job or hitting a certain like weight goal or health goal or whatever it is, if subconsciously you don't believe that that's possible for you, subconsciously you don't believe that you're good enough or that you can do it or that it's realistic or whatever it is, consciously you won't be able to do it and you won't be able to manifest it into your life. So what I want you guys to do when you're working with your clients is not just listen to the problem at hand, but actually go deeper to what's really going on. Because if somebody is not able to make the money that they want, it's not just that their business isn't working. When I go deeper, what I'll typically find is that the client actually doesn't see their value, so they're undercharging. Or they don't feel like they're good enough to show up, so they're hiding. They're not showing up in their business. And Instagram just cut out, so I was just going to say they don't feel like they're good enough to show up, and so they're hiding. They're hiding from themselves. They're hiding their business. They don't have a sales page. They don't have a package. They're not actually taking the logical steps that you need in order to sell, in order to make money. Or when I go deep, it's actually that they have a really negative money story. They have a really negative money mindset. So maybe their parents used to fight over money. Or like for me, when I go back to my very initial memory of money, it was my mom trying to get support payments from my dad. And so I always thought that talking about money created tension, and that if you talked about money, people would hate you, right? So we all have these programmings that came up from media and from our teachers and from our parents and from all these different things. And if we want to change our patterns now, we need to really get into the subconscious mind. We need to understand how to shift that. And by the way, if you missed yesterday, that's what I talked about in day 1 of the Elevate Your Sessions Challenge. You can go back and you can re-listen to that again if you want to know more stuff about the subconscious mind. Okay, so go beyond what they're saying. You can also pick this up in people's language patterns. So if people are saying like, oh, I would do that, but it's really hard, or oh my God, like I'm so terrible, I'm always late, or oh my gosh, like I hate this and I hate that. Whatever words they're using, that's usually very tied back to how they actually feel. So pick up on some of the language patterns that your clients are using, because most of the time they are tied to a limiting belief that they have that they might not even be aware of, a limiting decision that they have, or a negative emotion that they have. And using your tools, so if you're trained in NLP, like neuro-linguistic programming, or EFT, or hypnosis, or life and success coaching, you can use your tools to help them figure out, or energetic healing, you can use your tools to figure out like what is actually happening on a subconscious level, what's actually happening in their energy field, and helping them to clear that out. The beautiful thing about coaching and the beautiful thing about being a healer or a practitioner is you're the mirror for the client. So most of the time people actually, they can't see their blind spots. They feel stuck. They feel like they're hitting a wall and they don't actually know why. So when you show up to help them, to coach them, to support them, they're going to be saying the same thing that they've been saying for 5 years. And you're going to be able to pick up on what the problem is like that, because you're trained and because you know what it is that's holding them back, right? Most of the time people are so caught up in their patterns, they don't even know why they keep repeating the same cycle. So you being there, listening to them, giving them an ear, giving them support, holding them up to that high expectation that you have from them, you'll be able to pick apart the little blocks that you have. Today in my group coaching program, we were talking about Facebook ads, and one of the girls was saying something along the lines of like, oh, like I'm going to go crazy once I start working on this. And I said, you're only going to go crazy if you decide that you're going to go crazy. If you decide that you're going to just go through it with ease and you're going to learn it along the way, because we have a beautiful course and program created for you on this, then you're going to be able to follow it step by step, just like how you learn to walk, just like how you learn to write the alphabet, just like how you learn to use Instagram or whatever it is. Like so many people say, oh my God, I'm not techie. And it's crazy how much people hold themselves back saying, oh my gosh, I'm not techie. But if you actually think about all the things that you learned along the years, you just learned by being immersed in them. Like 5 years ago, I didn't know how to use Instagram. No one did. I didn't know how to use like a Mac computer like 6 years ago. No one did. You learn as you go and you immerse yourself and you just push yourself to do it. And so that's what you're doing for yourself, and that's what you're also going to do for your clients. I am talking really fast. I'm getting really hot. Let me know if you guys are on board with this, if you agree. If you have any questions, leave them for me. If you're new and joining, let me know what you think. And also, if you're a coach, a healer, an NLP practitioner, whatever it is, let me know who you are. I love to see who is here, and I love to make friends with all of you guys. Lauren's saying, fuck yes. Yes. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a few coaching questions to ask. So when you stick with me, Instagram's pausing. Jessica pausing, I'm a healer and I'm loving this. Thanks for joining us, Jessica. So when you stick with me for the rest of this 5-day challenge, I'm going to be showing you some more change work strategies. I'm going to be talking about energy work. I'm going to be talking about connecting to the subconscious mind. I'm going to be talking about NLP. And by the way, if you're on Instagram right now, head over to my Facebook page, because it seems like it's kind of cutting out a little bit, okay? So this week, I'm going to be talking about NLP, energy work, subconscious mind. So we're going to get really deep into the type of change work that you can do with your clients. But who wants to know some great coaching questions to ask on your coaching calls? Who wants to know some great coaching questions to ask on your coaching calls? If you want to know, type yes in the comments. And if you don't type anything, and then I just won't put them out. Sacred Nectar saying, I had a client recently keep apologizing. He said, geez, I'm sorry so much. I wonder, how would you respond to that? Perfect. So either he is Canadian, because we say sorry a lot and we don't even realize it. Just kidding. Or he, like, that's such a great thing. I actually pick up on that so much. So if you have a client who's saying sorry a lot, especially if they're not Canadian, because we just do, it means that on a subconscious level, he doesn't feel like he's allowed to take up space. He doesn't feel like he's good enough. Like, it really depends on the part of the conversation that you're having. But like, if he's getting emotional and he's saying, oh my God, I'm sorry, it's like, he doesn't feel like it's safe for him to be emotional, right? And so you can encourage him, say, it's okay, it's safe for you to be emotional. You're allowed to be emotional, especially as a man. Negative programming has said that you're not allowed to cry and you're not allowed to be emotional, even though that's completely a lie, because here's the thing, guys, and I'm not going to get super into this today, but if you don't allow your emotions to come out in a healthy way. So if you don't allow your emotions to come out through speaking through them or through crying or through tapping or in a healthy way, those emotions are going to stay in your body and they're going to come out in a different way. And it's probably not going to be as pretty because it's going to come through potentially in disease, which is dis-ease. So if you have dis-ease in your body, that is a big emotion, is a big reason why people have chronic pain. There's actually an NLP technique that's really great for chronic pain. It's called the spinning technique. I use it when I have cramps. As TMI. And also it can come through in disease. So some of you guys know the story of my mom. She was in a really negative relationship, and at the end of the 6 years she ended up getting cancer, and luckily she survived and she's been cancer free for like 14 or 15 years now, which is amazing. But I truly believe that because she was in such a negative space, because she had someone telling her every single day, like, you're not good enough, you know, all these bad things, and she wasn't expressing herself because she, you know, no one really talks about this stuff. That's why I'm like so passionate about talking about this stuff. So she wasn't expressing herself, so it came through in another way, right? And that's why I want people to be really comfortable with sharing their emotions, with talking it through, with hiring a coach or hiring a therapist or whatever that is. Just making sure that they're getting it out, because that's the healthy way to get it out. Because if you don't allow it to get out, it's going to come through in other ways, okay? I'm going to add the link for you guys too. So if you want to get access to the homework and more notes on this stuff, head to yessupply.co/elevate. It's going to add you to my list, obviously. And then you're also going to be able to get notifications when I go live for day 3, 4, and 5 of the challenge. Is it yessupply.co/elevate? Yes, it is. You're going to get notifications when I go live for the rest of the challenge. And then also, you're going to get the homework. And you will be able to potentially win the thing that I'm giving away. That's worth $100, which, how freaking cool is that? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the coaching questions. Okay, so here are a few coaching questions. So coaching questions are great because a lot of the time your clients have the answers deep within them. They might not realize what the answers are until you ask the right questions to help them self-reflect, create awareness, analyze, and realize, oh my God, the whole time I knew exactly what it was I needed to do. I just had fear or resistance or whatever it is around doing it. So coaching questions are a great place to start off your coaching sessions and to help your clients go deep and to also build confidence with them, because they'll be able to see that they have a lot of answers in themselves. And as a coach, we don't want our clients to be super dependent, right? We want our clients, by the end of us working with them, to be able to go on in the world and trust themselves and to believe in themselves and to be able to make decisions for themselves. I think one of the biggest problems is when people don't believe in themselves and they don't trust themselves and they can't make decisions for themselves. So they're looking for all the answers on the external, when a lot of the time the answers come from within. Okay, thank you for joining. Okay, so here are a few great questions that you can ask. This isn't all of them, but these are some great ones, okay? So a great question that I love to ask is, what is your yes? Of course, it's super on brand because my company is Yes Supply. And the reason I ask this, like I said before, is because I don't want people to just say, what's your goal? And they, you know, set a goal that's just like a smidgen bigger than what they're currently at. I want people to stretch. I want people to grow. So I was like, what is your yes? What would you ask for if you knew the answer was going to be yes? If you knew that all the doors were going to be open to you and you were able to create whatever it is that you want. Okay? So what would you want if you were guaranteed that you were going to get it? And you want to make sure that they're specific. Because a lot of times when people say what they want, they're like, oh yeah, I want like freedom and I want like more money. And like, what does that mean? Like, you could be like walking down the street and find a quarter on the ground and like, is that more money? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, you want them to be specific, because if they don't know what they want, there's no way that they're going to get there. It's kind of like getting in a car and starting to drive and you haven't put your address in the GPS and you have no clue where you're going. Okay, you're just going to drive around in circles and you're going to waste gas, and then you're going to run out of gas and you're going to be like, great, I just wasted the whole evening. I have no idea where I'm going. So you want it to be very specific for them, so that they can visualize their goal, and for you, so you can help them visualize and you can help them, come up with ideas to get there. And also on a spiritual level too, I'm not going to get too much into manifestation today, but on a spiritual level, our vision that we have, whatever pictures we're creating in our mind, on a spiritual level, they're planting a seed in a metaphysical world that's going to allow us to later see that show up in our physical world. So when they're holding tight to that vision, attaching positive emotions to it, that is going to manifest. Every single thing in your life right now, you manifested. The fact that you're here listening to me, it's because at some point you said, I want to become a coach, but I don't know what to do. I want to become a coach, but I don't know what to say in my sessions. And poof, at the same time when you were thinking that, I was getting like this little ding, ding, ding inspiration, like, hey, maybe I should do a live stream and tell people what to do in their coaching calls. There's a reason why every single thing happens. We are all completely connected. And I could go really deep on that, but I'm not going to right now. But essentially, we are all connected. If you start to read any books or watch any videos on quantum physics, you will see that two, atoms or particles, I forget the terms, but even if once they are connected, even once they're separated, if one changes, it affects another one in a completely different place with no time in between the change. Okay, so not going to get into quantum physics right now, but you and your thought patterns are affecting people and situations and things that you can't even see. And that's why it's really important to hold tight to your vision of what it is that you want and attach positive emotions so you're vibrating at that level of 500 or above, so you can attract things that resonate at that high vibration. All right, next question. When your clients are telling you what they want or what they want to achieve, or even if they're talking about something negative that happened, ask them what else, right? Because like I said before, that top level issue or problem usually isn't the main problem. By the way, guys, if you're watching on Instagram, after an hour, it cuts off the live, so you can either pop back after, or you can just go to facebook.com/yesapply, or you can sign up for the challenge at yesapply.co/elevate. So ask them what else, because you're going to allow them to go deeper and deeper and deeper into whatever it is that they're working through, because you're going to help them have that aha moment. They're going to think the problem is one thing, and you're going to ask what else, help them go deeper, and they're going to be like, oh my God, I have fear of rejection. They didn't even realize that they had it, but because you asked the right questions, they got there. Another great question to ask, you can ask this actually in your sales calls, and you can ask this when you first start working with a client to help them establish their goals from the start, is ask them, if we were to talk, and then add in a date. So if we were to talk 6 months from now, or if we were to talk a year from now, if we were to talk 3 years from now, and you were to look back at today and know that by working with me, by moving on this path, it was the best decision you've ever made. Someone's saying Facebook is lagging too. Let me close a window. Just close some windows for you guys to make it a little bit better. Actually, I don't have too many open, but hey. All right. So another great question that you can ask your clients is, if we were to touch base, if we were to, get on a call 3 years from now, or 5 years from now, or 2 months from now, you get to choose your time zone, and you were to look back at today and say, yep, today was the best decision I ever made in terms of starting this coaching, and it was the best decision I ever made in terms of, going after my goals and starting on the new path. What would it be that you did? what would it be that changed? What did we discuss that changed everything, right? And that's going to help them kind of get rid of all the fluff and go really, really deep into what it is that they want. Now, another question that I love to ask myself and I love to ask my clients is, how do you want to be remembered, right? And it's kind of a little bit of a morbid question, but it's like, what would you want written on your tombstone? How do you want people to talk about you when you're not in the room, right? Because that's going to help you get away from the fluff. Like, for example, I'm very multi-passionate. I love health, I love fitness, I love yoga. So like, if I was just thinking about like whatever I could do, I could be like, yeah, I'm going to be a yoga teacher. But if I think about what do I want left on my tombstone, even though yoga is amazing and life-changing, first off, I don't think that that's my number one strength. And second off, that's not how I want to be remembered. For some people it is, and that's perfect for them. That's why they were meant to be on this planet. Everyone is completely different. Everyone has different strengths. But for me, how I want to be remembered and what I want to do and the impact that I want to leave on the world is I want to help people see themselves at their highest potential. I want to help people find their highest purpose, and I want to help them get there. And that's why I do the work that I do. And that's why I also train people to become coaches, to become practitioners, to become healers, so that they know how to do it as well. Because I'm not going to work with every single person in the world one-on-one. But if I can help train enough people, if I can show enough people how to become successful and profitable coaches, then they can go out there and impact lives. And then those people can go out there and impact lives. And it will create this ripple effect that's going to continue even when I'm no longer on this planet. Even when I come back and I come back as a beautiful butterfly or something like that. Okay, cool. So then so chances are when you work with your clients, you're going to work with them in a number of sessions, okay? Like, I don't really believe that you're just going to completely change someone's life in one session. And that's why I think that you're undervaluing yourself when you're just charging with single sessions. Single sessions help here and there. They help for one specific problem. Like if somebody has a phobia, using NLP and time techniques, you can clear that phobia like that. If someone's like afraid to go on flights or they're like addicted to smoking, you can have a hypnosis session and change that one thing. But if someone wants a complete transformation, if they want to look at their life completely different, if they want to show up in a completely different way, I believe that you want to be working with clients on a series of sessions, which is why I show my clients how to create coaching programs that go from at least 2 months to 6 months, and it could be as long as a year, right? And so in the first few sessions, you might be mainly focusing on the coaching questions. And then what you want to do too in those first few sessions is do change work. So change work looks like NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, helping your clients discover what is the negative programming that they have that's holding them back, that's self-sabotaging, that's getting them in their way, and then helping them reprogram their minds for success. I've reprogrammed so many different parts of my mind to help me. If I realize that there's something that I'm doing that's holding me back, I will use NLP on myself, or I'll get someone to do it for me to help me create that outcome faster, right? Because, there's different ways to communicate with your subconscious mind. You can do it through affirmations and that kind of thing, but that's going to take at least 20 days. But with NLP, with hypnotherapy, you can just get right to the subconscious mind, and that's why I like using it. And I'm going to actually be sharing that with you guys, some tips and an overview of what everything is in day 3 and 4 and 5. So hopefully you'll stay with me. So NLP. EFT. So EFT is a great thing to use with your clients if they're feeling anxiety, if they're feeling panicked, if they're feeling nervousness. You can use tapping to help them relieve those negative feelings so that they can shift their emotions at any time. Actually, you can use NLP for that as well. So if someone's feeling negative, if they're feeling scared, if they're feeling fearful, that's just a thought. And just like you can change your thoughts, like you can think about, pizza at one moment, and then you can think about like the lake at the next moment. I just looked outside and saw the lake. I have a beautiful lake view, so that's why I thought about that. Just like you can change your thoughts of what you're focusing on, you can change how you feel at any moment. We have that power. This is why I was so shocked when I started to learn this stuff, because I was like, why did I never learn that I was in charge of my own emotions? Why did I never learn that I was in charge of my own mindset my whole life, right? So that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this with other people. So you can do change work like NLP, like hypnosis. If you feel like someone is having an issue deep on their subconscious mind that they are not able to change no matter what they do, they like really want to start going to the gym, but no matter how hard they try, they just cannot go. Help them make that shift on the subconscious mind. Help them shift on an identity level, that rather than just trying to change what they're doing, change almost who they see themselves as in the world, and you're going to create a permanent change. And that's what we're working with people for. We're not just changing them for one session or 1 week. We want to help them create a permanent change that's going to support them in the rest of their lives. Okay? So now what I want to talk to you about is getting to the end of your session. So you got on your session, or so you prepped for your session, you cleared your energy, you did your meditations, you listened to your solfeggio sounds, you journaled out, your intentions for the session. One thing that I love to do before live streams and before sessions is I like to set an intention as well. Set intention for my own highest good and for the highest good of the client, right? Because if you have a divine source helping you, you're going to be able to achieve way higher results because it's a co-creation process. So now that we're at the end of the session, a great thing to do is set up your next call. Hey, they're already there. They're already on the phone or on Zoom or whatever it is. Set up your next call so they're ready. Tell them what they need to do, or have them decide what they need to do in order to achieve whatever it is they talked about. So if they want to work on their mindset, what mindset rituals and routines are they going to do between now and their next call? If you're a business coach or you're helping them create some sort of tangible change in terms of like their job or their business or income or something like that, what tangible action items are they going to do in order to get there? Are they going to make a sale? Are they going to set up some discovery calls? Are they going to set up their sales page? Like whatever it is. Or if they want a new job, are they going to apply for 15 jobs? Or are they going to redo their LinkedIn? Whatever it is, have them know specifically what it is that is expected of them. We live in a very overwhelmed world. People have so many different things going on and they can get really, really overwhelmed. And so just by helping them break down what it is in their action plan, that's going to help them achieve it so much faster. So have them write out their homework. You could even send them what their homework is and have them sign it so that they sign off on what it says that they are going to do. And like I talked about yesterday, remind your client that they are at cause. By the way, if you're watching on Instagram, head over to my Facebook because I only have a minute left with you on Instagram. Head over to my Facebook because I only have a minute left with you on Instagram. Okay? Have them write out your homework. Have them confirm what it is. So ask them, okay, so what are you going to do this week? And they're going to say, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this. Make it very realistic and help them actually see what it is that they're going to do. They have to know what they're going to do. And also, like I talked about yesterday, remind your clients that they are at cause. You are their coach, right? You're not doing it for them. Just like if you watch a game, a baseball game or a basketball game, not that I really watch sports, but there's the players playing and then there's the coach on the side. The coach can yell at them. He can tell them the strategy. He can tell them what they have to do, but the player has to shoot the ball in the net or the player has to do whatever that action is, okay? So remember that it's the exact same way when you are their coach. You can motivate them, you can inspire them, you can be there for them, you can help share the strategy, but you're not doing the work for them. They are at cause for their life. They created everything in their life up to that moment, and they are going to create the results for themselves as well. And you are there to support them and to love them and to hold space for them and to have positive expectations for them. But they need to know that if they want to change their lives, they need to take their lives into their own hands. Okay? So schedule your next session, have them be accountable in whatever way works best for you, either writing it out, having them sign something, having them write out a to-do list, whatever that is. And then after your sessions, a great thing to do again is get your smudge out, clear that energy. If you want to reflect on anything, give yourself a minute or two to just reflect on how the call went, on any great things, on any things that you want to work on. As a coach or a practitioner or a healer, you're always improving yourself as well. You're always improving your practice, right? So you might want to think like, oh, maybe I said something like this and maybe next time I'll say it like that. Or, wow, that was a limiting belief that I haven't dealt with. Maybe I can look at some of the tools that I have to learn how can I help this client deeper in my next session? How can I help them work through this limiting belief, right? So take this work really seriously because you're working with someone's mind. Like, they're trusting a lot to you. And so you want to make sure that you have the tools that you can use to help them create that change, to help them get those results as quickly as they possibly can, because this is their life, this is their time. And you as the coach, you want to help them create huge transformation. And they, of course, want huge transformation too. That's why they signed up with you. So if you have... If you have a journal or anything like that, you might want to take notes on things that you learned during the sessions, things that you want to do on your next sessions, and just give yourself some time to reflect, because you're taking in a lot of information too. Like, you're just literally opening up to something that's going on in someone's life. So you want to process that. And then a great thing to do is, like I said, smudge, clear that energy. If you need to meditate or listen to those Cephalgeo sounds to sort of just block off the energy of that session and just keep that energy sort of with the client and not taking it on with you, do that. And then what I like to do is cord cutting meditation. So I have a course called Elevate, Ground, and Protect, and it helps you elevate, ground, and protect your energy. And one thing that I teach in there is cord cutting. And if you're an empath, a coach, a healer, a practitioner, it's very important for you to cut off the energy of the session. If you learned Reiki, you know what this is. It's like cutting off the energy, because whenever you work with someone as a coach, or even if you have a conversation with someone, or it's like your boyfriend or your mom or whatever that is, you're creating cords, esoteric cords in between you and that person. And if you don't cut those off, they can be draining you even when you're not actually talking to them or communicating with them. So it's very important that you cut those cords. You can do a meditation. You can call on Archangel Michael to just ask you and support you in cutting those cords. You can keep your own energy, and you can send them all like love and positive vibes and help them see that whatever they think that they need from you, they actually have it in themselves. Cut that cord off so that you're free from the energy of that session. You'll connect to them next time you talk to them. Okay, so guys, that was a lot of stuff. I have some homework for you. You're really going to like the homework, actually. Get a notepad, especially if you have never had a coaching call before. Get a notepad, because it's going to be really positive homework for you. And what I would also really appreciate is if you hit the share button. Share this with more people, because you never know who in your life wants to become a coach, a healer, a practitioner. They want to be able to make the impact and income that they want by changing lives. So I would super appreciate if you would share this. I'm going to give a shout out to some people who are sharing. Let me open up a new tab. And I have some really cool homework for you guys. And it's going to push you a little outside of your comfort zone if you've never done a coaching session before. But you know what happens when you push yourself outside of your comfort zone? You get major growth. So it's kind of like going to the gym. You could continue to go to the gym and just lift 5 pounds. Just keep lifting 5 pounds. And guess what's going to happen? You're never going to get any stronger. Or you can get outside of your comfort zone, right? You can do something that you've never done before. You can start to lift 10 pounds. And then once you lift the 10 pounds, you'll realize you can lift 15 pounds. And then you realize you can lift 20 pounds. And you realize you're really freaking strong. And, you know, maybe you just end it there, whatever. But you want to get outside your comfort zone. So today's homework, I'm going to get you a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And I want to thank everyone who I've seen share so far. So who has shared? Thank you, Annie, for sharing. Thank you, Angela Gray, for sharing. Thank you, Amanda White. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Elizabeth. You guys are so sweet. And I would really appreciate, if you're watching this right now, hit that share button. I would love to give you a shout out. And at the end of the week, I'm going to be giving away a really cool prize. A mug like this. You can actually choose whatever mug you want, but this one says you can. There's mugs that say only take yes for an answer, or self-love is the new relationship goals. You're going to get a mug. You're going to get a crystal, a selenite crystal that is great for protecting your energy. I actually always have a selenite crystal right here, so I can just wave my little wand and protect my energy. And you're going to get a book recommendation from me. Okay, so let's move on to your homework. And thank you for everyone who is sharing right now. Facebook is lagging a little bit, isn't it? Angela is saying major gains. You guys are so cute. Okay, so this homework is going to be perfect for you if you've never coached someone before, because guess what the best way to get good at coaching people is? Well, learning educating yourself, which you're doing here, and also coaching. So what I want you to do, if you are someone who's interested in becoming a coach and you have a little bit of fear around it and you want to dip your toes in the water, is I encourage you to go on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, and put out a little post that says something like this. Hey friends, I am a blank coach and I help, and then put in whoever the type of person you want to help is. I help blank type of person achieve, and then write in what you want to help them achieve. So is it more confidence? Is it making more money? Is it manifesting life of their dreams? Is it more health? Is it a better mindset? Whatever it is, put that in. If you've been struggling to figure out how to blank, so whatever the goal is, or you're trying to pinpoint what's holding you back, I'd be honored to offer you a free one-on-one 20-minute coaching session with me. It's absolutely free, and I believe we can make a huge shift for you during our time together. So to sign up for a free coaching call with me, send me a PM. And what that's going to do for you, I know you don't have a program yet. I know you don't have, your coaching package yet. You might not even have your website up yet. But the best way for you to get yourself out there and to dip your toes in the water and to get your feet wet is to get on the phone with someone. Like, I can't tell you how many people say, oh, I want to help people, but then they're afraid to talk to people. The only way that you can help people is by starting to talk to them. And so believe me, just by doing this, just by holding space for someone, just by showing up for someone and saying, you know what, I'm here to talk to you for 20 minutes. To hear what it is you're going through and to try and give you some advice and to ask you some amazing coaching questions that help you create a shift. You're going to help another person, someone who maybe doesn't have anyone to listen to them right now, or who has goals but doesn't know how to talk through them, or who doesn't know how to get clarity on them. And you're going to help yourself, because you're going to increase your confidence as a coach. You're going to see like, oh my God, I had a great 20-minute call with someone and I helped them see huge shifts. Or maybe you're going to get off that call and you're going to say like, okay, I was really good at this, but I need to work on that. And that's going to help you establish where you're at. So you can do it with a friend, you can do it with your cousin, you can do it with a coworker, you can go on Facebook and see which one of your friends reaches out to you. And who knows, like this one coaching session that you do could be the launch of the rest of your career. Okay, so let me know if you're going to try that. It's really, really exciting. And so I'm super proud to say that I'm a certified NLP practitioner, hypnotherapist, life and success coach. But when you're first starting out, it's totally okay to practice. And if you want to feel more comfortable talking to potential clients, just post on your Facebook or your Instagram that you're offering a couple of free coaching sessions where you're going to help someone maybe discover their goals or create some sort of outcome, and maybe even just help them figure out what's been holding them back in their lives. And so by helping these people, by asking them some of the powerful questions that I shared with you today, you can actually shift someone's life. Like, you know how I told you to ask, what would you ask for if you knew the answer would be yes? You would be surprised how many people know exactly what they don't want, but they don't actually know what they do want. And so by you just asking them that question, you can light a fire. You can ignite a spark that helps them create an incredible life. And then also part 2 of your homework is just make sure to follow through with the exercise to protect your energy, to clear your energy, because what I want you to do is be really safe with your energy and, do what feels right to you, do what feels really good for you, follow your heart and follow your intuition. If you've always been wanting to do your first coaching call, just consider this your little nudge. All right, so this was super fun. I'm going to open up Facebook. Hopefully it will let me read through all the comments and see if I can answer a few of your questions. And I just want to thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm just so happy that there's so many amazing people like you, healers, coaches, practitioners, who you want to change the world. You know that you want to leave the world a better place than when you got here. And I just love people like you, and I think the world needs more people like you. So I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. If you shared it, I appreciate that. If you left a comment or you shared with me a little bit about your life, I super appreciate that. And I just want to remind you that on the last day of the challenge, I'm going to be announcing the person who has showed up the most, who has liked, commented, hearted the most. So I appreciate that from you. And if you have any questions, leave them right here. Tomorrow, I'm going to be going live at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so make sure to show up. Sign up at yessupply.co/elevate, and then you'll get all the details of when we're going live and how that's all going to work. And yes, let me open up Thank you for all the hearts. Let me open up my thingy here. I don't know why Facebook does that. It's like they don't want you to see your comments when you're live, and it's like, hello, best time for me to see my comments of being live is when I'm live, right? Isn't that how it works? So let's see what you guys all said, if I can see any of them. Sometimes it just lets me see like the last 5 comments. But don't worry, I always like to go back after and answer your comments. So leave a comment. By the way, if you're watching on the replay and you stayed all the way to the end, congratulations to you, you're a boss. And also just leave me a comment, #replay, so I know that you're here on the replay. And yeah, I will see if I can comment you back on the replay. So thank you for all the shares. Abby's saying thank you so much, Reese. Saying maybe she'll send something out about it after the session. I don't know what that is. Penny saying thank you for all the advice. Angela saying this is exactly what I needed now. Thank you, Angela, for hanging out and being here and committing to yourself and to your life and to the business that you want to create. And Facebook is just being funny and it's not letting me see all your comments again. So that sucks. Lauren saying thank you for these tips. Thank you for being here, Lauren. You are so amazing. Tamia saying love. My notebook is flooded with good notes. Thank you so much, Reese. Thank you so much, Tamia, for coming. And you're coming to my certification, my Yes Supply coaching certification. So you're going to know all the stuff that I just talked about, plus like 1,000 times more. You're going to be so, like, you're going to be such an amazing coach. Angela is saying thank you. Dawn's saying thank you. Okay, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Again, this was super fun. Check your email so you get the details for tomorrow, and then you're also going to get access to the homework. And do the homework, and tomorrow at the beginning of the session, I want you to let me know how it went. I want you to let me know if you put yourself out there for a coaching call, if you already had your coaching call, how you're feeling after doing all these exercises. And tomorrow we're going to get into some actual change work techniques, so it's going to be pretty cool. And I'm just giving you a warning that your mind is going to be blown. Just saying. Okay. So I love you so much. Have an amazing night. Hit that share button. If you're watching on the replay, let me know. I love you. I am rooting for you. I believe in you. And just remember, only take yes for an answer in life and business. Well, have a good night.